I'll hear from the member for Cornwall.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations. What is the outcome of the High Court case in relation to Qantas and its workers? What was the government's role and how did this differ from the previous government's approach?
Give the call to the Minister for Employment, Workplace Relations and the Minister for Arts.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Cornwall for the question, someone who represents many workers, many aviation workers in her area. The government welcomes the decision of the High Court today, and we congratulate the workers and we congratulate the Transport Workers Union, which took this case forward. Some of those 1,700 illegally sacked workers are here today in the public gallery right now. I met with three of them just before question time. Damien Pollard, Gavin Byrne and Craig Fielding. Damien Pollard, some of you may have seen him in the media conference straight outside the High Court, where he referred to a sense of justification and redemption. I say to the workers who are illegally sacked, you did nothing wrong. Qantas broke the law, and the government of the time left you stranded. The difference in the approach between that government and this government now could not be more stark. Let's not forget what happened. They paid JobKeeper, saying that was for people to keep jobs.
Minister will pause. There's far too much noise on my left. I cannot hear a word that is being said. If this continues, people will leave the chamber. It's far too much noise. I mean it. The Minister has the call.
JobKeeper was paid to Qantas. The aviation sector support was provided, and then Qantas said the workers, even though they were being paid JobKeeper, would run down their leave, and once their leave had been run down and they came to be brought back on shift, they were told after being stood down for 6 months that they were fired. That's what happened. While their leave was being run down, the Industrial Relations Minister of the day said it was, I quote, a good model. The Transport Minister of the day said, I know the decisions are in the best interest of their company going forward. And Senator Cash at the time said, this is a commercial decision for Qantas and Qantas are entitled to make those decisions. Well, you are not entitled to illegally sack people. And while that was happening, from opposition, the now Transport Minister, the now Prime Minister and myself stood shoulder to shoulder with those workers and said we would fight for them.
Order.
From time to time, governments make decisions as to whether they'll intervene in a High Court case. Those opposite will know this, because they did intervene in High Court cases. They intervened to cut the conditions in enterprise agreements. They intervened in another case to cut the rights of casuals. They intervened to cut the rights of shift workers. Well, we intervened to protect the rights of those Qantas workers. And we welcome today that justice has been given for those workers after experiencing horrific treatment from a company that those opposite made excuses for, that those opposite made allowances for, and are now in a situation where, after we have stood shoulder to shoulder, where those workers now can see some justice.
Leader of the Opposition.